So, a very good morning, one and all, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the highly anticipated G20 Film Festival. I am your host, Umar Azmi, and it is an absolute pleasure to stand before you today as we embark on this cinematic journey. Before we begin, I would kindly like to call upon all our dignitaries on the stage: Professor Syed Anul Hassan Saab, Honorable Vice Chancellor MANUU, His Excellency Mr. Garathwin Owen, British Deputy High Commissioner Hyderabad, Professor Shagufta Shaheen Ma'am, OSD1, and Mr. Rizwan Ahmed, Director MC. Yeah, please.
आगे आ जाइए आप लोग प्लीज कम फॉरवर्ड
Can we start? Dear guests, colleagues, friends, and students, today we gather to celebrate the power of storytelling through the art of film. We have come together from different walks of life with a shared passion for the silver screen, ready to immerse ourselves in the world of imagination, emotion, and inspiration. This festival is a commemoration of our country's G20 presidency. As the name suggests, we have handpicked titles from the various countries that are part of the G20 forum. This festival is a tribute to the visionaries who have crafted these masterpieces that have left a lasting mark on our hearts and our minds. From heartwarming tales that touch our souls to thrilling adventures that ignite our senses. Over the next 2 days, we will embark on this captivating voyage, exploring the depths of human experience and unearthing hidden gems from both established and emerging filmmakers. We will witness the power of storytelling as it transcends boundaries, connects cultures, and sparks conversations that have potential to change the world. So sit back and relax and allow the magic of cinema to transport you to the new realms of imagination, to evoke your emotions you never thought were there, and to leave an everlasting imprint on your soul. Together, let us celebrate the art of film and revel in the joy and the wonder that this festival promises to deliver. Once again, I welcome you all to the G20 Film Festival. Now, to put things in motion, for our welcome address, I would like to call upon a person whose love for films has opened several gateways of growth and recognition for us at the Instructional Media Centre. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rizwan Ahmed, Director IMC.
Thank you. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Syed Anul Hassan, His Excellency British Deputy High Commission, Mr. Garathwin Owen, G20 University Connect Program Chairperson, Professor Shagufta Shaheen, staff members and students, a very warm welcome to this 3-day G20 Film Festival. Actually, this film festival has been conceived to enrich you on the cinematic cultures from G20 countries. All of us, we know cinema, just not entertain. It educate also. And it educate at several levels, actually. It educates you about different cultures, different traditions, different geographies, different landscapes. A few days before, I was watching one film, Timbuktu. We heard, all of us, we have heard this word, Timbuktu. So there is a beautiful film, Timbuktu, made by Mauritian filmmaker Abdur Rahman Sissako. This film was selected in Cannes Film Festival in main competition. So you can imagine, the power of this film, because Cannes Film Festival selects film from all across world on basis of certain technical and aesthetical merits. So in our lifetime, we may not travel to Timbuktu, but watching 1.5 hours of the film on a particular topic, it gives you a lot of idea about the particular culture, particular tradition, particular country, about the people. And cinema is just not the 1.5 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours story. This is actual reality, actually. There are film theoreticians, they say cinema may not be real, but it is very close to reality. So this particular sentence communicates a lot of things, how seriously at least a student should look at the cinema. This is art form. Your UK filmmaker, Danny Boyle, I'm sure most of us, we have seen Train Spotting. the kind of stuff he creates. Wong Kar-wai from China, In the Mood for Love. I mean, look at these stuff. These are not just films, you are just watching life actually for 1.5 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours stuff. So it educates you at several levels actually. We had a great film professor in Pune Film Institute, sir, Professor Satish Bahadur. We call him legendary Professor Satish Bahadur. And we had this great filmmaker Satyajit Ray from India, who made, number of iconic films. So we only remember him for Pathir Panchali. Can you imagine Professor Satish Bahadur? He wrote, 2-3 books on Pathir Panchali. Just say 2 hours films, Pathir Panchali is a 2.5 hour film. He has written 3 books on this film. And in one particular book, he has evaluated only 2 shots. Those shots, stay on the screens like 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes only. Just imagine. So the kind of layering cinema is providing you through the images, we know much of this world because of the visual images. We don't travel to, different countries, different places regularly. But we understand much of the world because of the visual images and because of the cinema especially. So students, they need to focus cinema from different perspective. Our perspective should not be just entertainment. Our perspective should be different, looking at the different images from different part of the world. So this was our effort. This was request from Professor Shaguta Shaheen. Can we sort of plan one film? Curating film festival is a very, very difficult process. It's not that easy. हम लोग 1 घंटे में, we come for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, we watch a film, we criticize it or we appreciate it. But curating a film festival, putting together a film festival is a very, very difficult process nowadays. Piracy, this and that, rights issue. There are so many things, there's so many intricacies. So this film festival has been put up for you people only. My colleague Omar is here, is convener of the festival. He knows, what kind of difficulty we had sort of, curating this film festival. So please watch these films carefully and learn about the G20 cultures, G20 cinematic narrative, G20 aesthetics actually. How does people live? The cinema takes you deep into the bedrooms, deep into the, drawing rooms, deep into, their landscapes. Color communicate you, a building communicates you. And those are, multi-layered story you have to evaluate as per your understanding of the cinema. So I wish you all the best. 3 days will be very, very enriching to all of you. These are, films from the great masters from different countries of G20 nations. And I especially want to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor for kindly giving his consent for this particular program. I'm thankful to His Excellency also for kindly taking, time from his busy schedule. Thank you so much. One and again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Rizwan. Very well said that films educate us. As one of the greatest directors of Hollywood cinema, Quentin Tarantino once said that to learn about films, I go not to a film school, I go to cinema. So yeah, that's about sums it up. So to move things forward, our university has been carrying out a great deal of activities under the G20 banner. Almost every day we have a program in its regard. Our next speaker is the chairman of the committee responsible for conducting these wonderful enriching programs. I request Professor Shaguta Shaheen, ma'am, OSD1, to kindly share her thoughts with us. Ma'am, please.
Good morning, dignitaries on the stage and my dear students. It's wonderful to be here. IMC, as we all know, just needs some kind of prompting and they perform and they deliver. So I was just sharing with Professor Dr. Rizwan Ahmad that we need to do something for the G20 in terms of showcasing the diversity of culture that these G20 countries have. I'm sure you all are aware that this group of 20 countries have come together on a common platform to help and aid each other in fostering and promoting the optimal utilization of their resources. Now, no economy can flourish without society and culture. So it's very important that we pool in these diverse resources, culture, and diversity to, create something new, something novel, something productive. We are all, I think, familiar with the adage that 2 heads are better than 1. And when it comes to 20 heads being put together, to help each other, I'm sure you can just envisage the results that are going to come in terms of economy, in terms of cultural diversity, in terms of understanding one another. And no best way of showcasing each other's culture than through films. And films are like, we were just being told that today I cannot tell my son not to watch movies because he says he's educating himself when he's watching movies. So I remember I was told not to watch movies and not to read books, but today they are the, the road to education. So we learn a lot through movies. And the fact that RRR is the first movie that has been selected to be screened today, that's a case in point, because I think that is the best example of how it has put India on the world map in terms of showcasing India's cultural diversity, India's expertise in art, culture, and technical development. And I'm sure the rest of the 19 or so odd movies which have been selected by IMC to showcase diverse cultures of these G20 countries will also help to bring us close to the culture of these diverse other 19 countries that will be showcased, to help us understand each other and overcome linguistic and cultural boundaries. I wish all the best to IMC in the endeavors to promote the mandate of the G20 on their official platform. Thank you. Happy screening.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure all these events, cultural events that you're helping us curate will lead to weaving a stronger bond of us as a nation and to project us in a better form to the world. So, yeah, moving forward to the essential part of the ceremony is to honor our guests and dignitaries. I now very humbly request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Syed Ainul Hasan Saab, to kindly felicitate His Excellency Mr. Gareth Wyn Owen, the British Deputy High Commissioner, with a token of gratitude in the form of a shawl and a sack. I kindly request Mr. Mujahid Ali, producer, IMC, to present a shawl and sapling to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Syed Ainul Hasan Saab, expressing our gratitude for his everlasting support in us and our everything that we do. So. I now request Dr. Imtiaz Alam Saab, Research Officer, IMC, to present a shawl and sapling expressing our appreciation for Professor Sagurta Shine, ma'am. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, our guest today is His Excellency Mr. Gareth Wyn Owen. He started as the Deputy High Commissioner to Andhra Pradesh and Telangana in September 2022. He is responsible for all the aspects of UK's engagement in the two Telugu states. His role includes promoting business and trade links, strengthening scientific and education cooperation, and working with partners to tackle climate change and ensure a transition to clean and sustainable growth. Prior to his appointment, Mr. Gareth led works on securing the UK's ASEAN dialogue status in 2021. He was also a part of the cross-government team that developed the Indo-Pacific TIL framework, which was published in March 2021 in the UK government's integrated review. He has worked with Russia, Armenia, Iran, and Azerbaijan for the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, the FCDO, and has expertise in a number of areas. So without further ado, and with a lot of grace and respect, I would kindly like to call upon His Excellency Mr. Gareth Wyn Owen to share his thoughts with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's fantastic to be here. We were talking earlier about India India's presidency of the G20 and what a wonderful year it has been so far. And I'm really pleased that this university is pulling together, is pulling together this film festival, showcasing some of the films from the G20 countries, because that for me typifies why this G20 presidency by India has been so successful, highlighting that it is about the 20 countries. It is about the most important economic countries in the world all coming together to tackle some of the greatest issues that we face. And whilst there are some really big challenges that we all have, climate change is being probably one of the largest of all, it's also important that the G20 highlights what we all have in common. And one of those things that we have in common is our love of film, our love of travel, and our love of knowledge of other countries and other worlds. And that's why, for me, a film festival like this is really important. As others have said, films are windows to the world. Films enable you, all of us, to see countries that we'll probably never travel to. Or if we do travel to those countries, we'll never see that particular bit. Professor Rizwan talked about Danny Boyle and Train Spotting, a very, very gritty movie about some of the most disadvantaged, most vulnerable in Glasgow, in Scotland. When I watched that movie, I'd never been to Glasgow. I didn't know what was going on in Glasgow. I did not know about this underbelly of drug addiction, but that opened the world to me. And that's a city that's 4 hours away by train from London. I was not aware of that, but thanks to that film, I had a better understanding of what was happening in my very own country. I'm really excited that Triple R is the opening movie for this festival. As mentioned, it really has showcased the Indian film industry to the world. I think, like everyone, we're really pleased about the Oscar successes of that movie, and it's something we should all be proud of, whether you're Indian or whether you're from elsewhere, because it really is such a powerful movie with regards about how it showcases and highlights India. I've also really pleased. Thank you for that fantastic list of movies. My wife and I are always wondering what to watch. What should we watch next? I now have 20 new movies to watch, some of them long, some of them short. So I'm looking forward to watching them all. But I wish you all a great success for this film festival. It's a wonderful idea. As I said, for me, it shows what the G20 is all about. It's 20 countries coming together in harmony and working together. You know, we look at the UK Indian film industry. I think we've had about together 50 films between the two countries. We've had some mega films like Gandhi from many, many years ago. And then we have really popular films like Bend It Like Beckham, which for many, especially in the UK, was the first introduction to the fact that women like to play football. And now it has blossomed in the UK. But for many, Bend It Like Beckham was the first time, especially for the male generation in the UK, to understand that football wasn't only a boys' sport. There were girls interested as well. And again, that was another UK-Indian joint film. But thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me today. It's a real honor. And have a great success with the festival. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gareth, for those lovely words. So the final act in any form of art is essential to help the audience attain some sort of catharsis or redemption. For the next 2 days, we are going to see visuals and sounds that create magic. But before that, for the inaugural session's final act, I would like to call upon someone who enchants you with his literary consciousness, our very own, our very beloved Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Syed Enrichment sir.
Mr. Gareth, Vinowin, Professor Shugufta Shaheen, Rizwan Saab, dignitaries, friends, girls and boys, I have the right to speak on G20. Why? Let me explain. In 23, the head of G20 is our Prime Minister, and I belong to his constituency, Varanasi. So therefore, I have the right and preserve this right with me. But as mentioned by Gareth, this is also true. Some of the important issues are likely to come up in the discussion, and that is climate change. Everywhere there's hue and cry. Our meteorological department announced monsoon's arrival in the first week of June. There is no clue how to believe, because it has become so difficult. A slight prediction, will take you somewhere else. And this is happening all over the world. Nothing is definite, because we have not done justice to our environment, our cosmos. That's how you pick up this theme also. In fact, this is very important, in fact. Yes, what India has to showcase, as Professor Shugupta Shaheen says, that to cover cultural heritage, definitely. I know what is happening in Varanasi. Varanasi is extended Samiti there, in fact. It is one of the cities of, extended visit of the people of the summit, working group. So what is happening? And then India is also inviting some of the important countries in the neighborhood also. You will find Bangladesh, Singapore, Mauritius, Oman this time, and then UAE. So we are having, close ties in terms of our trade and commerce. But that is apart from that. Recently, when I visited Varanasi, I saw Varanasi appearing in a different color, different form, different fabric. And all walls and arches were full of paintings. And there I could see, after a gap of 10 years, Bismillah Sahab, playing Shanai. Ravi Shankar, Birju Maharaj, they were all the masters of music. And whole Varanasi Gharana, I could see, while walking, while going through from one place to another. All these things are highlighted because we carry forward our cultural heritage. This is one of the themes of G20, I suppose, will be one of the themes of G20, to showcase our cultural heritage. India is too diverse and too big. To say something in front of a British is very, very difficult. People will take it in other words. In fact, somewhere it will be interpreted wrongly. But I say that when Obama says that America is the biggest democracy, India the largest, I say include Britain also. Don't take it otherwise. Because we have learned so many things from our, very close mates, like, people from Britain. And still, see, that legacy we carry forward, whether to express or not to express. But we have learned our accent, the way we speak English language, it is not American. It is not A. So that's how, you see, what we preserve. And this is the best time, when we can play a role. What is MANUU's contribution to G20 Summit? That will remain under question. So Rizwan Sahab, you are filling the gap, in fact, that by projecting this G20 and highlighting our cultural heritage. You see, in your box there must be number of subjects, number of topics, but yes, pick up, connect it to our campus also. Why I'm saying? Because on 17th I'll be receiving exclusive award, in Delhi, at the hands of none other than the President of India. Why? Because we are working together, we are putting our heads together to create biodiversity in our campus. And before that, even Telangana government, as you know, the Gold Green Award was conferred on us. So therefore, this is second thing which, MANUU is in the forefront. And we are also leading in a cluster which is known as drinking and potable water. So this is how you see one more feather in the cap. You see, if you really take this campus to the limelight, in fact, that will add something to the glory of Maulana Azad National Urdu University. I am thankful for so many people sitting here. You see, Madam is sitting here, and I am thankful greatly to Deputy High Commissioner for coming here and taking part in our program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. I'm sure your vision and leadership will help MANUU excel exponentially on a global platform, and I'm sure Maulana Azad Sahab will be smiling upon us from the heavens above. I'm happy to inform all of you that since all of us are aware of the climate change and things regarding that, we do have one or two documentaries that are tackling climate change, the disasters of climate change. We have documentaries from Russia, a documentary called The Bromsky Island. It's a wonderful documentary on climate change and how it's affecting the life on the poles. So we've reached the end of this session, but like always, this has been a collaborative effort. And for that, I humbly request my senior colleague, Dr. Mohammad Imtiaz Alam, to present a vote of thanks for today.
Thank you, Mr. Umar. मैं आप लोगों आप आरआर और आपके बीच में ज़्यादा हाइल नहीं होना चाहता, बस मुख्तसरन वोट ऑफ थैंक्स करना है, उसके बाद फिर आप है और आपका स्टेज है. Respected ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and moment of pride to present most important ritual in the form of word of thanks on behalf of my center IMC for this wonderful G20 Film Festival here at Maulana Azad National Urdu University. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Syed Anur Hassan, for granting permission and for this meaningful event and presiding over this program. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your continuous guidance and encouragement. I'm quite happy and feel honored to thank His Excellency Mr. Girath Owen, British Deputy High Commissioner, Hyderabad, for gracing this occasion and sharing the film for this G20 Film Festival. I hope this cooperation and collaboration will go a long way, and hope this kind of event we will also organize in future. And it would be unfair if you do not thank all the participating G20 countries, film directors, producers, cast and crew members who have agreed to share their films for this wonderful event. और मैं शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूँ हमारी प्रोफेसर शगुफ्ता शाहीन मैडम जो चेयरमैन G20 कमेटी हैं, और हमारे कन्वीनर जो G20 कमेटी हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी के हैं. आप तमाम लोग इस महफिल में आए और अपने ख्यालात का इजहार किया, अपने मौजूदगी का एहसास दिलाया. आप तमाम लोगों का शुक्रिया. और आप तमाम स्टूडेंट्स का, आप तमाम ख़वातीन और हज़रात का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया जिन्होंने इस छोटी सी महफिल को बहुत खूबसूरत बनाया. और उन तमाम लोगों का भी शुक्रिया जो हमें ऑनलाइन देख रहे हैं. तो आइए फिल्म देखते हैं, चाहे तो आप लोगों ने नोश फरमा ली है.